Okay, so
Right.
I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite things first. When I first started doing this, I used way too much gel and hairspray to try to keep all of the flyaways contained. But after a couple years, I learned starting with damp hair or wet hair is better. It helps hold things cleaner and longer. So I have a spray bottle. I bought this from Amazon. They have smaller ones too, but this is a lot more sturdy and holds on a lot longer than the $1 or $2 one from Meyer, and it's like $7 on Amazon. So I always start, and it also does kind of a continual thing if you squeeze it a lot. So, which makes getting lots of hair wet a lot faster. So, and then we brush her hair out just to make sure that it's all damp here. And then I like to use probably about a nickel or a quarter's worth of gel just to start like at the top. Like just like where she's going to have wispies or flyaways most. I start there, and then I kind of brush that through. Try to get that as smooth as possible. Sorry, Alan, I felt some pulling there. And then I use an elastic, and I like the hair to be as tight, the hairband to be as tight as possible, because that helps to hold the grip. But sometimes, you'll see we're a little lumpy here, which is a good thing, I think, so that I can show you what I do there. So we're a little bumpy here, and I like to take a comb and smooth out the lumps. And then if I have too many lumps here in front of the hairband, I will take the hairband back out and smooth within my hand, and then they usually disappear. So I'm actually going to do that now.
A lot of times when you do it though, as long as it's up close to the hairband, the bun itself will cover it, so you don't have to take it back out, but yeah, sometimes you just have to.
Yes. And sometimes if it's just a single bump, you can also take a bobby pin and like tuck it in. But there was a mass of bumps there.
Yes, a little bit of a bump during class isn't going to be a big deal, but on stage we would like it to not be there. Excuse me.
Yeah, when you're getting bumps to my knee.
Well, and she has such thick long hair. It's a little different. Do you have a hair tie? Do you need it? Okay.
I've got.
Just want to make sure.
And then
You're good.
from there,
well, here.
I usually brush the ponytail back out again.
It's not the best
so that it's
kind,
nice
but it'll
and
work.
smooth. And I like to put some hairspray in it just to give it a little bit of a grip. And I don't do a lot, but, and then I always, especially for a show, divide the hair into 2 sections and start twisting the first one around and then loop it around the ponytail. And I always pull down first, and then as I come up and around, I secure, oh, I didn't show you the pins that I'm using. I secure with a hairpin. So the flat U-shaped pins, and I start with it going like perpendicular to her head. So I'm going straight into her head. I don't know if you can see that there. And then I push it towards the ponytail, and then I push it in. So I'm making sure that it's touching her scalp, but then I'm just grabbing the hair at her scalp and then pushing it up into the bun.
And that right there is the key, and that's the reason why hairpins work so well, is because you can just scoop like that and get them to hold.
And then I will do that 2 or 3 times more around the head, depending on how secure I feel like the pins are when they go in. And then I keep wrapping, and I tuck under the last level when I can. And then keep, oop, that was right on top of another pin. Doesn't usually happen that way. And then I tuck the tails in and secure with 1 more pin there. So right now she has, I think, 4 pins in that level. Sometimes I use 3, sometimes it's 7. Kind of depends on how her hair is behaving that day. And then the second one, I go start down again, and I go as close to her head as I can. And then I secure it a lot closer to like where I started the bun, if that makes sense. So that it is as flat and symmetrical as possible. So now I'm making sound effects. And tuck that tail.
Here, and see the tail tucking.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Here
you're
we go.
fine. No, you don't have to undo it. It's right there.
Yep, we just tuck that in, and then I put 1 final pin right there at the tail so that it stays secure. And then before I put the hairnet on, Dan, where's your pin box? Here's your pin box. I like to smooth 1 more time. I'll usually use a little more hair gel. Just to make sure we have no wispies. For sure, or for regular class days, I don't use hairspray or hair gel. I used to, and then one day she was like, "Mom, I don't need that stuff." So we don't use that anymore. And then I do a quick stretch. You want to shake that, make sure that it feels secure. Okay. And then put your pin box. I'll show you how I put the hairnet on.
And you don't need a hairnet until performance, but it does help it be more secure. So if you have hairnets and you want to use them on a regular basis, we are not opposed to that. It's just not always necessary. But we do need to make sure that we have enough pins in the hair that the hair are not coming out, because it does end up being a problem in class where we're wasting time because the hair is coming down and we're having to fix hair in the middle of class sometimes.
These are the hairnets that I buy. I just you can pick them up Walmart, Meijer, Walgreens, any store. They're usually 3 in a package, and they're your standard, big thing, cafeteria lunch lady hairnet. I generally go with a different color for her hair, but this was all I could find earlier this week. And so I usually start with one of the 2 knots, and I kind of tuck it under, make sure it's hiding, and then I crisscross and loop it back over.
Okay, do that part again so I can come around, because I missed it the last time you did it, so I should do it this time.
We loop the first time, and we just twist and then pull over. And then if there's extra, I like to twist it and then tuck it like the ends of the bun. When she was smaller, I used to have to twist it a 3rd time and loop it again. But she has so much hair now that
2 times is plenty.
Yeah. And then I secure the hairnet with a regular bobby pin, and I do it with the crinkle side down towards the head. And I just grab the bottom part of the hair with the hairnet, and then I slide it in. So sorry honey, I heard that catch a hairpin. And that doesn't really have to touch her scalp at all. You're just making sure that it catches the hair. So, and I like to use 3.
And the crinkle side of the bobby pin is the correct side to put down. Like, we all think we want to put the flat side down because honestly it's a little bit more comfortable, but the crinkle side is the one that actually grips. So that's the proper way to put it in.
And then for a show, because I know that I get crazy wispies, I usually do her hair one more time with a liberal spray and a hairspray, which she doesn't like, but hey.
Nobody likes it, but it is what it is.
Try to start doing ballet.
Thank you.
All right.